Good evening to all of you. Looking into your eyes, I can say with confidence, we are in Amritkal and you are the warriors who will take us to 2047 when India will celebrate centenary of its independence and India will be at the pinnacle of global committee of nations. Congratulations to you for being part of very important service. Very, very important service. The experiences that have been shared by Kumar Sanjeev and Pamanjot Kaur have been very revealing, inspiring, and confidence building for a man at my age that India's future is bright and in very safe hands. Shri Sunil Kumar Gupta, Secretary to Vice President, 1987 batch IAS officer. He joined IAS but had the credentials of coming from IIT Kanpur. I am making this reflection because most of you have given background of your academic credentials that could have easily offered you avenues elsewhere, and perhaps with larger and fatter financial package. But the satisfaction and happiness which you will get to contribute for your nation will give you strength all your lives. The respect you will command is unparalleled. It cannot be available in any other forum. Shri Alok Sharma, Director General, Postal Service, a very senior official, unassuming man. You will always remember him. He has mentored you. He has contributed massively for what you will see in rest of your life. A simple man is a tough man. I am sure he must have been very tough with you. But the toughest moments he must have given you will be remembered by you as your choicest moments, that there was a man, Alok Sharma, who was Director General at a time when you were grilled, trained, mentored, and blossomed during the 2-year training period. Shri Amdesh Upmanyu, the name is difficult. पर शेक्सपियर ने कहा था नाम में क्या रखा है? A rose will smell as sweet by any other name. The director, he may have been very tough to you, must have kept you on your toes, must have frowned at you. I can imagine a director's job is very tough. He does not endure with the trainees during 2 years. But for rest of the life, he is remembered as giving them spinal strength. Shri Atul Kumar Srivastava and Madam Archana Gopinath, joint directors. I am sure they would inspire you by their caliber, commitment, direction, and attainments. Officials present, trainee officials of the 2 batches. We have amongst us members of the civil service. Sujit Kumar is 2010 batch IAS officer from Bihar. His cadre is Gujarat. A very distinguished bureaucrat, has had enormous experience of being PS to 2 honorable ministers and a distinguished district magistrate who was recognized and awarded. Shri Rajesh Naik, Indian Foreign Service 2010. He is my OST. Before taking this assignment, he was in San Francisco Consulate and has had working in Japan and elsewhere. A great man. I can't spot Meher Singh. He was here, Indian Information Service official, and of course, Arini is here, Indian Information Service. Before I really say more, let me tell you, there is no one in this country who does not aspire to be part of civil service. No one. He may have any background, any family background, rural, semi-urban, urban, because it is taken to be premium service. And a great change that has taken place in recent times. Every service has become very important. There was a time when people used to grade services. The world has changed so fast that every service has become an epicenter of power, innovation, creativity, contribution. And your service has enormous potential. It's a delightful moment for me that I'm interacting with young minds who inspire confidence, young minds who will contribute to the upward trajectory of this nation. Our Bharat is on the rise as never before. The rise is unstoppable. The rise is reflected on global horizon. The rise is indicated by statistics. You are part of that rise. The rise is fast. You have to make it faster. The rise has to climax in regaining our age-old position. Thousands of years ago, we were at peak. You will help us to be at peak. Your service, friends, I can tell you, is the most effective transformational mechanism in the largest democracy of 1.4 billion. As a means of communication and as a means of dissemination of information. If one thing we are certain, every inch of this country is dotted and covered by Dakia and Patwari. They have their eyes on the ground, ears on the ground. This is the fastest mechanism of knowing about an area. Nowhere in the world you have such kind of robust mechanism which we have here. And therefore, you have got an opportunity to serve 1.4 billion people. This network is in everybody's mind. You will have vivid recollection. In every village or every place, a post office is a center, at the center of activity. One would know the postman as much as one would know the representative of the people. And there was a time when I was young, and so were the people on the dais. डाकिया को लेकर पिक्चर बनती थी. डाकिया का बहुत बड़ा मतलब था. Now the world has changed. So has your service. You are now the most effective mechanism of inclusive growth. If we talk in terms of financial inclusion or making available services to the people who are at the last row, as was indicated by one of the training officers, there can be no better effective mechanism to exploit the infrastructure, human resource and otherwise, which you have. There are several products which you can add easily. And when you add with confidence. Because when a person goes to any other theatre, he has to be self-conscious. He does not have personal connect. He does not generate that kind of reciprocal accountability or transparency. But when for the same service, a person goes to a post office, let's say for making a deposit, for getting an insurance, he has greater confidence. It's my post office, I own the post office, I can go anytime, I can talk to the man, and there is no cushion of leakage. Nothing has to be plagued. It is a center where you can think out of the box. And several government services that are required to be available to the people at large, they are not aware. But if you make innovative, approach, a post office can be center of information, which will be most effective. Social media can't beat that, because the kind of comfort, synergetical approach, the two are in sync. And that ease of entry into the post office can be a method of changing India and making available people aware about the services to which they are entitled. And that, I can tell you, is happening at a massive scale. It is delivery of service which is important. And one delivery is that people get money direct. Digital mechanism has been extremely affirmative in this area. I can share with you a statistics. In 2022, digital transfers in our country were 1.5 trillion US dollars. 46% of the entire world. And if you take US, UK, France, and Germany together and multiply by 4, still we are ahead. That is the digital revolution impacting everyone. Now, I make a different point. It takes a two-way traffic. This digital attainment which the world is uploading and which is changing the profile of this country, which has put this country in a defining moment of growth, is not one-sided, that there is an agency to do it. The person has to receive. So look at our DNA. Look at how quickly we pick up skills. Look at how inclusive banking has helped us. You have a great role to play. We Indians are regarded globally as genius, as a class. Wherever we go, we excel. We contribute to that area, regime, or a field. We are too quick to learn things. Internet usage. You have 700 million internet users. But per data consumption in 2022, US and China taken together, we are more than that. This has been facilitated by emergence of an ecosystem that allows every young mind, boys and girls, to fully exploit their talent and potential to accomplish what they want to do. I would therefore urge you that please have a mechanism whereby you show passion, mission, and compassion to change the lives of people. Nothing can be more rewarding, nothing can be more spiritual, nothing can be more satisfying, nothing can be more effective mechanism to happiness than to give happiness to those who otherwise have lost hope. Your service has a great role to play. Your service has another role to play, and that is culture, heritage, doing it. There are situations. When I was in the state of West Bengal as governor, the Postmaster General, I attended all their functions. Area of the Postmaster General was nearly all the northeast states. But every program was so enlightening. They took note of every development of the country, historical, cultural, and that is something you have to be involved. It is on account of rural area, contribution of our farmers, our workers, that India's rise is sustainable. Just a decade ago, we were global economy at number 10 or 11. Now we are at number 5. September 2022 was a day when this was declared, that India has become the 5th largest global economy, overtaking erstwhile colonial rulers, the UK. By turn of this decade, will be the 3rd largest economy. And this is on account of the steps that have been taken at the grassroots. Your service is directly connected to those who earlier were out of reach, but they were only under your reach. When India was deficient in several services, it was not deficient in postal service. A postcard would reach every nook and corner. I recollect my days when I was admitted, when I got a scholarship for Sainik School Chittorgarh. My mother was extremely worried, and she was having a medical problem also. So whenever we used to come to the school, after vacation was over, she would give me a bundle of postcards. And it was my duty to post a postcard every day. So my mother would be receiving a postcard every day. कि मैं ठीक हूँ. That is the communication, in-depth approach of Postal Department. Friends, if you want to perform, you will have to think out of the box. Every day will have to be a day of learning. You have come from prestigious institutions, IITs, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, engineering colleges, legal background, from varied regions. You therefore have capacity to think out of the box. You have capacity to innovate. You have to capacity to engage into new ways of helping people around you. In the process, you are the best person, most effective person to inculcate in our people a habit that is believing in nationalism. For example, I'll give a small illustration. If every post office would have fundamental duties, now this will be amazing. Our constitution was amended. A new part was added, part 4A, fundamental duties. Initially, there were 10 fundamental duties. Now there are 11. Now, if anyone reading them or someone talking about them, no argument is needed. You can change the entire ecosystem. Tree plantation, you can change the entire ecosystem. How we have to maintain decorum, discipline, avoid, let's say, something like plastic. So I would strongly urge you kindly think out of the box. Don't allow an idea in your mind and rest it there. Share that idea with others. We are living in times where you are equipped to make available service at the doorstep. It is very difficult to create the kind of infrastructure which you have. And that kind of infrastructure has to be fully exploited, optimally used for larger welfare. I have no doubt each of you will be an agent of change. I have no doubt each of you will be ambassador of growth. I am certain that each of you will be warrior in Amritkal to take our country when it celebrates centenary of independence. I would also make one reflection. Look at all around the great thought leaders, the people who have created history. They left too early. Still they left indelible mark. We remember them. I would end by quoting Vivekananda. And Swami Vivekananda, someone was from Khetri here. Sir is of course from Khetri, but around that area. I quote, take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea. And just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success, unquote. Why I tell this to you? I have had the good fortune and occasion to address officials on probation from various fields, IAS, IPS, Indian Foreign Service, Indian Forest Service, Indian Information Service. I had the occasion. Each of these services has a role to play which others cannot play and is envy of the others. Have you not seen great personalities in the world going from metro cities, urban centers, centers of great economic growth to the villages to make a difference? For you it is natural. Your word will count a lot in the area where you will be functioning. So never get demotivated. Never get demotivated. Never ever get an impression that this service, perhaps it could be another service. No. How many of you are married? Raise your hands. Good. Those of you who are not married, your parents are being put to great difficulty. बहुत लोग आ रहे होंगे, घर वालों को नींद नहीं आने दे रहे हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि आप भारतवर्ष की ऐसी नौकरी के सदस्य बने हैं जहां हर व्यक्ति मानता है कि मेरा बेटा और बेटी बहुत खुश रहेंगे, ये संबंध बन जाएगा तो. दिस इज द अल्टीमेट बैरोमीटर. एंड जिनकी शादी होगी, गुड इनफ, गुड लक, नो इश्यू ऑन दैट. So, young boys and girls, for me it's a memorable moment. And what has really struck me is your credentials, each one of you. Credentials that are unimpeachable. Credentials that are envy of everyone. Credentials that can launch you in any other field. Credentials that can take you overseas. Credentials that can get you a little more purse. But what you have got is unique, you know it. Because the competition we saw you through, the number of participants was so large. You have been selected out of that very keen, fiercest competition that the globe has ever seen. So my congratulations to you. Be ever happy, no tension, no stress. Have an ambition which is good for your family, wholesome for society, and contributes to national growth. Thank you so much. Be ever blessed. Thank you.